Cylinder heads don't matter with boost. Well, that's what they say, but are they right or are they wrong? Finding out is what we're gonna do on this episode of Engine Masters. There's a lot of talk out there these days about what engine components make the best power under boost, whether you're dealing with a supercharger of any kind or a turbocharger. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions. And on this episode, we're gonna find out what the difference is between a cheaper, lower and lower flowing cylinder head and a much higher end, higher flowing cylinder head. And I gotta tell you, we're doing this kind of for my own interest because everybody says cylinder heads don't matter under boost. Maybe they're not as extreme as that, but they're saying it just doesn't matter as much when you have a blower. Meanwhile, I'm thinking to myself, well, if you're trying to cram a whole bunch more air through the engine with boost, then wouldn't you want a cylinder head that's capable of moving all of that air? That's what we're gonna find out here. It's gonna be a direct A and B test with two different cylinder heads with the same supercharger and the same drive ratio. Let me tell you how we're gonna do that. First of all, the basic engine. This is our Dart Machinery assembled crate engine. Actually, it came as a short block. It's a Ford Windsor at 363 cubic inches. This is the same architecture as like a 302 Ford with an 8.2-inch deck height, but it's an aftermarket Dart block with a big bore and a stroker kit, which gives us the 363. It's about 10-to-1 compression with the 62cc chambers that we've got in both the cylinder heads that we're gonna be testing. The camshaft that's in this is a solid roller custom from Comp Cams. It's the one that we tested in the blower versus regular cam test. The specs at 50 thousandths tap at lift, 244 on the intake, 258 on the exhaust. It's about 600 lift and a lobe separation angle of 113. Up top, we've got an Edelbrock Victor intake manifold, and we'll be running a 750 Holley XP naturally aspirated and a Demon blow-through carburetor with boost. And the boost that we're talking about is coming from our killer Procharger F1A94, a 1200 horsepower capable blower that we will be tuning down to make neighborhood of 720 for our testing. Now we get into the meat of the cylinder heads. They're both from Dart Machinery. The first set that we're gonna run is right here. These have a 195cc intake port and they are as cast, and likewise, the chambers on them are as cast, not CNC cut at all. So this is going to be sort of the mid-range head for Dart. Not super trick, kind of standard cruising model street head. And we're gonna compare it to a far more radical head, which is the Dart 225cc Pro 1 that is CNC ported and that does have CNC combustion chambers. And so we'll find out what the difference is between those two cylinder heads naturally aspirated, and then we'll do the same thing under boost. So we'll be able to look at the Trend NA and the Trend Boosted, and once again, find out what works better with boost. So the first one up, once again, is gonna be the ASCAS 195. Let's roll this thing into the dyno and see what kind of power it makes. And Steve has already got it tuned up, so this is gonna be for demonstration purposes only. Go ahead. Are you super excited?
I'm excited. I don't know about super.
It kind of does what it's expected to do. Honestly, we've seen this engine make more power with some CNC ported heads in the past. These are as cast, and they delivered 433 pound-feet at 5,200 RPM, and the horsepower 488.3 at 6,700 RPM. I don't know where to go from there other than to add a Procharger.
I know exactly where to go.
Yeah.
Big belt, big supercharger.
Let's plonk that baby on.
All right, here we go with the Procharger. Our changeover here involves 3 things. First, we're gonna change to a blow-through supercharger Demon carburetor. Second, we're gonna install that Procharger centrifugal supercharger. And third, we're gonna send Dulcich in here to retard the ignition timing. And by the way, we're running 116 octane Sunoco fuel in all of this, both NA and blown.
How long we'll have this thing running with boost? What I'm going to do here is retard the timing because we're running boost and it can't tolerate the same timing as NA. I've got the timing pulled back from 34 to 28, so this is all ready to go. We're going to run it supercharged.